Hello everybody. Suzanne Hacker here, your vacation rental business coach with Welcoming Wow. And we are here today for another Owners Club interview. And today I am here with Erica, and I cannot wait for you all to hear about her property and for me to be able to show it off because I have showed it off a little bit before, but we get to do even more of showing it off. So Erica, if you could introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your property and where it is, and then we'll jump into a few more questions.
Sure. Thank you so much, Suzanne. I'm really looking forward to talking to you today. So a little bit about me. Like you said, my name is Erica Egner. I live in Washington. My family and I moved here to Bellingham 2017. So we've been here for 6 years. We're originally from Texas. I'm married. My husband and I have been married for 16 years. We have 2 teenage boys. Our youngest is in 8th grade. And our oldest is a senior in high school, so kind of a big year for us coming up, a lot of transition. So yeah, we live in Bellingham. Bellingham is just north of, it's basically halfway between Seattle and Vancouver, Washington, or Vancouver, British Columbia. And so we're actually closer to Vancouver. We're like 20 miles to the Canadian border, so basically Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's beautiful here. You know, we have the Pacific to our west and we have the mountains to our east. And I mean, it's just like, it's an ideal setting, right? So
awesome.
As far as the short-term rental goes, it's kind of just something I've wanted to do for a long time. I mean, basically since Airbnb became a thing, you know.
Yeah.
My husband, not so much. I took a little convincing. Which I think is probably pretty typical, but
yeah, I was gonna say I think that's often the case.
Yeah. But yeah, once we moved here, it's so, like I said, it's so beautiful, and we live in Bellingham in the city, and so the idea of having something like out in the mountains was very appealing to us, and then that's kind of where my husband was like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe this wouldn't be so bad.
The trigger. All right.
Exactly. Yeah. And so just the idea of having a place that we could fix up and make into a place that was great for our family, but then that we could share with other people was kind of what we wanted to do. And so in 2021 is when we found the property and began that journey.
Yeah. So how long did you fix it up?
Oh, it took a while. We did it my husband and I did it. Like, we did pretty much everything. We hired out a few things, but we closed on the property in June of 2021, and we took about 16 months to renovate it and get it ready and listed. So it's actually been listed for just 2 days ago was our 1-year anniversary of having an Airbnb listing.
Congrats.
So we're officially a year old.
Nice.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on that journey. So awesome. So it's been listed for a little over a year. Tell us the name of it.
It's called ArchHouse. It's basically an A-frame, but not that typical like angular A-frame that you would, you think of. It's arched, hence the name. Yeah. And which is great because I love an A-frame, but they can get kind of tight when you go upstairs, and so the arch frame really opens up the space even more. The arched walls were a little tricky to work with, but so we had to be creative in certain areas, but yeah, no, it's really beautiful. We love it, and it's got all wood walls on both sides of the arch, and then we just have, it's like drywall on the flat sides, but yeah, it's amazing. When we bought it, it was built in the 70s and had not been updated. So
fun.
Yeah. I mean, which again, that's I mean, it's the best. I think it's the best. Like we have now renovated 3 homes in our lives, and they're all, I mean, that's what I would prefer to do at all times. Like the idea of buying a turnkey property is not all that appealing to me. I'm one of those crazy people, but
I'm with you. Give me a house with some work to do on it, and I'll be in my happy place. Yep.
Yeah, I just want to put my own stamp on it and just see what I can do.
Well, you did a lovely job putting your stamp on it. I'm going to make sure, we'll make sure people watch to the end of the video because we'll make sure there's pictures and things included so that they can all get to check out your beautiful property there too with Arch House. So how many bedrooms and bathrooms does it have?
So it has one actual bedroom, and then the upstairs is just a big open space. And so to make it work for our family, we put two beds up there. They actually originally they did have two beds up there, but so the boys tend to sleep upstairs when we go there, and then my husband and I are downstairs. But we have three queen beds, and then we have one bathroom that is shared. And so as far as occupancy, we sleep six, max occupancy. And so that works out pretty well. It's a smaller place, but it's not that small. It's cozy.
Right? It's cozy. We won't say it's small, but
yes, exactly.
So is there do you have like a theme to the house as far as the interior design to it? Is there a theme, or what'd you go with? Or was it more because there's all that wood, it was just so beautiful as it was? So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so since it was built in the 70s, it's kind of just a funky little place, and which is exactly what we wanted. We wanted something very unique. And so we didn't want to take the 70s out of it completely, because I just think there's a lot of character there. And so I mean, we did want to get rid of like the gold shag rug upstairs that smelled like it had been around for a while. So we got rid of that. But so kind of just the whole 70s vibe, we kind of wanted to stick a little bit with that. But then also where it's located is, like I said, it's out towards the mountains. We're like 20 miles from the big ski area out there. And it's in this gated community that it's the cutest community ever. It's so many trees, so many adorable houses, some that are old, some that are new builds. I mean, it's just kind of just walking around that area. So it's just so nice. And there's also there's an HOA, and we have a clubhouse and a pool and tennis courts. And there's just this whole area for all of everybody that's part of the community that can go and be a part of this area, this gathering spot. And there's just something about it that reminded us of like summer camp so there was just, so we kind of just, that was sort of in the back of our heads in the 70s, and that's kind of where the whole thing came from. So I don't know, it's not necessarily like a super clear theme, I'd say, but that was kind of what was in the back of our heads when we were designing everything.
Very cool. Okay, so now you just said those keywords when we were designing everything. So tell us a little bit. Did you hire an interior designer? Is that something you do yourself? Tell us more about that.
So my husband and I are both graphic designers. My husband is a professor at the Western Washington University here in Bellingham. Yes, so he teaches graphic design, and then he also does freelance stuff on the side. And I also am a freelance graphic designer with a passion for interior design. And as I said, we have renovated multiple properties ourselves, and I've always kind of like, oh, maybe that's something I would like to do at some point. But once we did this property ourselves, and I mean, I was kind of the lead, and he was almost like he was my client.
Nice.
Just the whole process of it, I just fell in love with short-term rental design. And so I mean, like I said, I did it myself. I picked everything out. He was kind of my, like, as far as like the big picture stuff, we did all that together, and the construction and stuff. And then I furnished everything, and I just really fell in love with that process. Great. And so because of it, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You were going to say what I was going to ask, so go ahead.
Because of it, I just decided that let's try to see. I would love to help other people furnish and design their properties as well. And I love the challenge of there's just when it comes to a short-term rental, there's so much to consider, right? You have to usually you have to be very budget friendly, but you still have to buy use materials that are going to be durable and easy to clean, and all these things. So there's kind of a special challenge there that I really enjoy. And I also just really love the whole hospitality part of it, of just really designing a space that like so many people can come to and like get something out of. That's
Yeah.
just, yeah, I just love that.
Yeah, I'm with you. So you now have an interior design business then
I do.
that specializes in helping short-term rentals or vacation rental owners
Hmm.
prepare their property. So what is the name of your business?
It's called Perennial Style.
Okay, Perennial Style, love it.
Hmm.
And how can people find Perennial Style?
So I have a website. It's perennial.style. Super easy. And then I'm also on Instagram at perennial style _WA.
Okay,
So you can find me either of those ways. Yeah.
awesome. And do you work with just people in Washington State, or do you actually mostly work virtually?
I offer both services. Yeah. And I also offer just consultations for people that
Sure.
maybe don't have the budget for a full
Yeah,
redesign, but they want a little bit of guidance.
little
So I'll do
help.
like yeah, I'll do an hour-long Zoom consultation. But yeah, I do virtual. And then, like I said, if somebody wants in-person design, I can do that as well. Virtual design tends to be more affordable for everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I would just offer like a flat rate.
sure.
And so that way you know exactly what you're getting into. And yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, good for you. Congrats on that. So you
Thank you.
have the Perennial Style,
Hmm.
and then you have the Arch House.
Hmm.
So tell me, I know you kind of had always wanted or had wanted it ever since Airbnb kind of came into existence, you had said. But so really tell me why does the whole like vacation rental, short-term rental industry appeal to you, and what is your personal why, for kind of moving forward and doing these businesses?
Well, one, I think it's just a great investment, right? I mean, just financially, I think it makes so much sense to do. Excuse me. And but then also, I think because of, I mean, I just love a project. Let's be honest. I love a project and I
Yeah.
love taking that stuff on. And it's just the fact that it's a good investment and it allows me that opportunity to design a space that others can come and enjoy. It just is a no brainer to me. Like, why would I not do that? So, we only
Love
have
it.
the one now. I'm hoping at some point we'll get another one, and but for now, I'll just offer my services to to other people.
Awesome. So let me ask you this then. So, the Arch House,
Mhm.
what's the best place for people to find the Arch House, and can they book directly with you yet?
Not yet. That's my goal. It's a goal for 2024 is to get a
Yeah,
direct booking website. But definitely you can follow on Instagram at ArchHouse_WA, and definitely follow there because once I get a direct booking site, I'll be advertising it there.
of
But
course.
we're on Airbnb and we're on Verbo, so
Okay,
you can find us there as well.
lovely. Well, is there, I have one other question that I love to ask people. So, if you could go back in time and give yourself like what would a little bit of advice, what would the best piece of advice be that you would give yourself if you could go back 3 or 4 years?
Oh gosh, so many things.
Yep.
um, I think I think what I will say is because I have to tell myself this every single day, and I think so it applies no matter what. There's so much information out there, and there's so many different ways of doing things. And I think it's important for you to, yes, take all that in and learn, but just because somebody does it a certain way doesn't mean that's what works for you. And you just have to figure out what works for you and your property and your circumstances, and just trust your gut on that. And you can always adjust as you go, but you have to just jump in and figure it out and figure out what works for you. I think
Awesome.
that's what I would say.
Sure. Yeah, that's great advice. So, is there anything that I haven't asked you about today that you just really wanted to make sure and tell people about?
um, I don't think so. I mean, if you haven't heard of this area, then please come and visit because it's so beautiful. And
Well,
we're near Mount Baker, and it's got great hiking, skiing, everything. It's pretty much a year-round destination. And I mean, I guess yeah, I think that's all I can think of.
you're like, come and visit and come and stay at the Arch House.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
It's It's the Pacific Northwest. Come on.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Erica. I can't wait to show off your beautiful property and to tell people also about your interior design services that you offer, especially since you have experience and you have your own vacation rental to really kind of apply that experience to. And I love when that's the case with people. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Suzanne.